Oh, sir.
Oh yeah.
Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Ooh la la lilo. Ready. Bop, 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 boop. Bop, 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 boop. I want my change. Day 8. Misunderstood 2. 6:50. 6:54 a.m. I'm being a great artist today. I told you so. Action. Hi. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? T. Taylor in the building. T. Taylor. It's early, can you tell? It's early in the AMs, but we hear hi. These are the first words I've even spoken today. I was saving my voice. I had no morning puff. We usually start the day with some sort of cannabis-related wake-up product. But today I said, you know what? Let's see how the flow of this goes, just with a clear and sober mind. And we'll see let's see if you can tell the difference between a cannabisly medicated morning me and fresh out the bed me. See if there's any difference today. We'll find out. Welcome. Hi. Terrence Taylor back again. I want my change. This is the MiSuNDERStoOd. That's not going to work. This is the MiSuNDERStoOd 2 section, series, segment. I'm just glad to be down here, y'all. I don't care what you call it. I'm just glad to be down here going through the process. And MiSuNDERStoOd, I guess if you're not familiar with it, it was just me explaining what I was doing and sharing my thoughts as I was going through the process of what I was making to help, hopefully, people understand what I was doing, why I was doing it, where I was coming from, and why I was trying to get there. And if we try to, give it simple words, really MiSuNDERStoOd was a behind the scenes of business development. So that's what this is again. M2, podcast, show, production, version, and welcome. Hi. I'm glad to be here today. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful morning. I'm ready to get it started. And so here we are. Are you ready to talk about some shit? Or at least listen to me talk about some shit? Okay. Well, then here we go. Day 8. I got some topics for you. I got a few topics for you. And I got some housekeeping notes. And we're going to run through the topics. They will be today website edits, social media setups, and how I come up with topics to talk about every day. Those are some of the things that as I was sitting here like, what am I going to talk about today? I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to talk about how I come up with what I talk about today? So we're going to do that today. Get through our list. Bang, bang, boom. Housekeeping for today. The first is I'm not necessarily against the name housekeeping. And to see how I felt about that, because my plan has been what kind of sound effects and like extra things can be incorporated in the show. And a bell, like a housekeeper's bell. Bing! I ordered one yesterday. It should be here today, which means it should be part of our recording tomorrow. So maybe as I go through these topics, we'll do like a little bing and see how we feel about that. I'm trying to add some spice, add some fun, have some fun, and see what happens with that. So that we'll be here tomorrow. I hope you're excited, and we'll see how it works. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, that thing getting sent right back to the store. So no worries on there. I came downstairs today and set up camera 4 first. What happens with it is it slides and sometimes it gets stuck. In order to unstick the stucking, you got to turn a little wrenchy knob. I've been turning the wrenchy knob far higher than I feel like you're supposed to, but my direction from the customer support team was tighten it until that error goes away. So came down here first thing, tightened it, and I set that camera first before I did anything. Usually what happens is it does a few error things, and so it doesn't make sense for me to immediately set it on the spots and then go on about what I'm doing, because what I've realized is it just messes up anyway. So what I did was I came down and I just set it to slide back and forth. I didn't fix the positions. I just let it do its thing, and hopefully it would, whatever issue it would usually do, maybe it would work itself out before I actually needed to properly do it. So did that this morning, and that actually worked. So it didn't do its crunchy, grindy gear sound. That was beautiful. However, when I tried to set it on my actual positions, it took about 6 tries. No, man. No, what's up with this thing? It's great. It works. And when it doesn't work, it's the world's greatest headache. I can't stand it, but I love it. And it's beautiful. Like watch it just slide and smooth. It's so great. But the technical troubleshooting that seems to just never end is a bit on the frustrating side, but hopefully today we get a bit more love. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Let's hope it stays that way. Thank you, Camera 4. Please be kind today. We all love and appreciate you. I got some hats and they're on their way too. As you can see, I'm head accessory list today for the first time in all of our time of sitting. Why? I don't know. I just couldn't fit a hat on my head today. I didn't really feel like wearing a bandana or anything. So this is what you get. And I'm really excited about the hats. They're changed. They're done in the updated patch version of the logo. With the other logo, the letters are too close together, 1. And 2, when you embroider those letters on a flat surface, the spaces in between the letters don't quite sit right. And because of how embroidery works and how the fabrics in between can just be a bit of an... What? No, I'm not doing that. Clearly today is a day of technical issues, but that's fine. That was weird. The light was on like 33% and I just went over and checked it and it was on 0. It was still on, but it was just turned down on its own to 0. That was strange. But that's fine. The change logos are on a patch now. The text is actually on a patch so that the whole square around the logo and the words are actually embroidered, which makes me a lot happier because, yeah, just like what it takes to figure out how to print something and print it right and do what you want. It's not as easy as it might appear to be, and it does take way too many tries to figure some of these things out. So I redesigned the logo, put a square box behind the words so that now the whole square is embroidered, and that should actually make things come out a bit better. Oh, and there's a bit of a border around the text within the text. So my hope is that these few adjustments will bring the logo out a bit more, make it pop a bit more, make it stand out. And we've got some Vistaprint one-offs on their way, black, white. He did a tie-dye and yellow. So those should be here. I think the tracking said tomorrow or the next day. So I'll have a headless. I'll have something on my head. I feel headless right now, but it's okay. I'll have something fresh on my head, something new and branded soon. I don't know if you can see this. This says TTM. It's in black on a black hoodie. That's kind of been my shtick. I don't really like overly branded, overly obvious logos. They kind of annoy me. So I've tried to come up with a subtlety in presenting logos and brands, and I do a black on a black and gray on a gray and green on a green. And so this is an old school TTM, Terrence Media throwback. You probably can't see it on the camera, and I'm not mad at that. That's been part of the plan. It's there. If you know it's there, you know it's there. But if you don't, then it ain't for you to know. But when you notice it, you go, ooh, what's that? Pew. It's us. Last on the housekeeping topics, I played mini putt yesterday with my fam, my small human and his mother, and it was great. It was a great time. There's nothing more to say other than I had a great time with my family yesterday. It was beautiful, and it's a nice thing to not have to just care about working all the time and just having some fun, acting four. It was great. I had a great day. That's how my day ended. That's rolling into today. That's why I feel so chipper and spiffy and wonderful. So yay. Yay to mini putt. Yay to family time. Yay to not giving a shit about work and caring about yourself. Part of the self-care list. Add it on the list. Add it on the list. That's all I got for housekeeping today. Hats are en route. The bell's coming. My least favorite friend. And my most favorite friends. My fam. All right, here we go. Website edits, social media setups, and coming up with topics. The first one's easy. I got home yesterday and I sent over the updates for the Talks Too Much website to last week. We unfortunately missed our meeting, but I got the website and I got the notes, and I just efficiently did what I need to do. Sometimes you want to meet with people in person. Sometimes there's like a human element of that. That's great and it feels good. And sometimes just work needs to get done. And I mean, especially here in Nova Scotia, like we're such like a communal geography space that we sometimes would rather talk and hang out than actually do work. So although I wanted to see and I'm upset that I didn't get to see, I ain't mad that somewhere throughout this, the work is still getting done. And so as long as the work gets done, I ain't mad. I'm sure we'll cross paths very soon again. But in the meantime, I had the website in my email. I just went and got my notes, made my edits, bop, bop, boom. I guess I'm telling the story about this meeting, miss, because there's a time where I would have been like in my feelings about it. I would have been annoyed that somebody said at a meeting about something that's important to me and they didn't show up for whatever reason. I used to take a lot of this shit personal. Just be annoyed by it and just be annoyed by people and feel a way about people, but you can't. I mean, you can, but that shit is heavy, bruh. And it don't really do you no good. And truth is, when they say it's business, not personal, sometimes it is personal, but in most cases it's just how it goes. It's just life. So the sooner you can learn to let go of any kind of extraness that comes with the disappointments that happen throughout your business and professional time, like the sooner you can shed some of that, the better, because that shit is coming every day. There's gonna be something else that you could be emotionally attached to and annoyed by, and that would just slow the progress of everything. So I'm doing my best to let a lot of that go. And so yeah, when I got when the meeting didn't happen, I was like, all right, cool. Went home, went on to the next task, and didn't even check my email till after the weekend. Looked at what I had to do, made my notes, off I went moving. So it's yeah, there's a bit of satisfaction in myself of just like not handling things the way I would have handled them before, and knowing how the emotional component of business and blurring that line and personal and perfect, like it really, this, I mean, yeah, it's website edits. I'm not even going to talk about what the edits, because it doesn't even matter. The point is that I went through the process of refining this website, and I was met with a challenge that in a previous instance I would have felt much differently about. And in this instance, I just don't care. And that's growth, that's change, that's beauty. And I'm more so proud of myself for just not holding on to the nonsense, because that shit is easy to do. So website edits got sent. The second draft of thoughts and revisions have been updated, or at least they've been received. I got a few more pieces I got to do and changes to make, but we'll go through the second round of that. And then wham, boom, hopefully, I mean, give it a couple weeks, the website should be done. It was already built, just now the content had to change. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Talk Too Much website. We up and popping and running soon, especially after spending $700 on a domain name. That shit better be up, ready, running, popping soon. So bang, boom to that. Speaking of setting things up, I was hanging out last night watching television at my kitchen table and had this need to just be productive. That's what I'm noticing lately, is that even when I don't want to do something, I have this pull to like do a little bit of something. And that part is, it's partly annoying, because in some instances I just want to sit and do whatever I'm doing. I don't want to multitask. I don't want to care about work in that way. But at the same time, I'm also sitting here like, yo, I could definitely be doing something else. Like this task of what I'm doing, like that ain't, or yo, turn the TV off, bruh. Like we got stuff to do. And so there's it's always going to be that balance, because you run a business, like you're always going to have things to do. But in this particular time, like, what the fuck is a show on doing for me right now? Like, I ain't got no clients. The show is in pilot mode. We're trying to figure this out. The last thing I need to be doing really is sitting around scratching my ass watching some shit on fucking TV. Like, that's the truth. The other human side of me is, man, you had a long day and you did a lot, and at some point in time you should relax. So clearly I struggle with that. But yesterday I felt like I had a good day, had a productive day. And then I was relaxing and was like, you know what? The very least I could do is at least open all the tabs for the different social platforms that I do need to set up. I don't have to necessarily set them all up right now. And you know what? There it is. That's what I've been realizing is a nice way to get the work that needs to get done, is saying, all right, I need to set up, all the social platforms, LinkedIn, Patreon, YouTube, Instagram, for I Want My Change, Talk Too Much. Like, that's a lot of work. at the very least, I could spend 15 minutes opening up the tab for Instagram for both pages, opening up a tab for the YouTube, bringing up whatever, getting what I need to get done in front of me. And so that's what I spent yesterday doing. I just went through and brought the website. So now I got a tab of maybe like 8, 9, 10 links, link tree, Patreon set up. Like, what is it I need to do? All right, cool. Let's at least put that in front. And then I'll wake up today over the next few days and just chip away at it. But, sometimes we write a task down and not realize that that task has so many steps within it, even to get complete. And so then it looks daunting and disgusting. And if you're able to take the task and break the task down into multiple steps, more digestible steps, then that thing you want to do might not be as daunting and terrifying as it might have felt. And I learned that through video production, like pre-production, production, edit, revision. But like, there's so many stages. So to think, I'm gonna make a video, it's like, no, bro, you're not about to just do that. And if you think you're about to just wake up one day and go like, it's too much. So break it up, figure out how you can chip away at different parts and actually get the task done in a more productive way. So that's what I did yesterday. And over the course of today, I'm on dad duty this week, and it's great. I love it. And so, dad weeks, maybe my computer's open, maybe it's not. Maybe I'm working on this, maybe I'm not. So the fact that it's there, the fact that I have the time to do it, the fact that if I feel like doing it, it's there. And if I want to just be in full-time dad mode, I can. And if an hour goes by where I go, I need a minute, I need a little time to myself, I need a little break, I want to stimulate my brain, boom, I go over, my tab's already there, and I just chip away at task number 3, 4, 5, 6 until it's done. So yeah, I'm really happy about that component specifically, because now all this content got somewhere to go. Now front facing, people know what's going on, and there's a way to engage with what it is, which is scary because it makes everything real, and that's fine, but it's scary, and we can acknowledge that and move forward through it regardless of the fear. So that's what we do. Socials are on their way. Patreon's on its way. Learning about what that looks like and how much their cut is and what you get from different. Yeah, it's cool. So we on the way. I feel really, 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 really good about that. And that takes me to our last topic of the day, which is coming up with topics for today. And it's always interesting, right? Like I've got a document on my computer with like 60 topics, mad things to just talk about. I also have a plan, like a formula, a format of how I wanted to present the show. Excuse me. And I'm not even sure why I haven't done, that's not true. I know why I haven't done that version yet of the format, and I wrote it. I got 2 stories, I got an intro, I got everything in between, after. And I don't know if I want to just start with a plan yet. Like I said, this started with me just doing, and now we're, on day 8 and we've got a bit of a flow. Like, all right, cool. So part of me doesn't necessarily want to disrupt that with doing something different. But part of me also knows that that's a great plan and it's a great set of stories and it's not going anywhere and y'all ain't going to hear it till I put it out. So the rush to do it isn't necessarily there. At some point I'll come down here and I'll execute that plan and I'll see how it works and see how it flows and see how it feels. But the truth is, in this time and space, it is just about coming down here and working. And so the topics that I have, I don't even really want to touch. I kind of just want to save them. And if I can come down here and really I don't want to say pull topics out of my ass, but you know, part of how this conversation goes each day is really about what happened. What happened yesterday? What was the process? How did that get refined? How did we make the change? So, you know, this is really like some Dear Diary type shit. Like, all right, y'all, here's what happened. Oh, hey, I did this. Here's what I think. And, you know, I think even coming up with this formula has helped me. Like, I could talk about nothing. That's how the news be sometimes. They got a sick formula though, so they could come on and talk about diddly dick. But the way it's presented is interesting, and it's scientific in that way, and it sticks and it works for a reason. So I think there's part of me that just wants to test out this. Hey, here's what I'm going through. Here's the process in the right now. Here's what that looks like, and the more like structured, formalized, even though this is structured and formalized, there's another level that I have that I just don't want to go to yet, if I'm being honest, and don't feel like I need to. That's the other part. I don't want to give all my good stories out. Not that there's just so many, but I got a few good ones that I'm just not quite sure if I'm ready to tell them yet. And I don't know if I've quite had the shaken enough of the rust off. Because I think if I were to do those episodes now, I would review them 2 weeks from now and go, I'm going to do it all again. And yeah, part of me just doesn't even want to waste that time until I feel like I'm ready to get to that level. But I need to train. I need to warm up. I need to go to the gym and lift enough so I can get past that point of like, oh, my muscles are so sore the next day. I think that's kind of where I'm at. Is I don't want to just come in here and just start throwing up 250 on a squat rack. Like, there is a bit of warm up. There's a bit of working up to that weight. And truth is, what is the rush to squat 250? Like, for what? There's nobody here. Nobody knows this is happening. And nobody would know if I had to do it 6 times. And nobody's sitting on the other side of the screen waiting for it. So why put all that pressure on myself to do that? Yeah, I'm not. I'm just not. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna keep repping through this. I got no rush. And the truth is, yeah, the more rust we shake off early, the better these are gonna be as we get through this process. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, I keep saying I'm excited about that. I feel like I've said that mad times today, but I am excited about a lot of what's happening. I feel it. I feel the momentum shifting. I can sense a change coming. I feel it. And so I'm just here to double and triple down in that. So those are my website edits, which were really not about website edits. And I didn't tell you a single edit that was nothing that is updated do you now know. Ha, secretness. My social setups and my topic creation plan. Again, y'all are in my brain. So y'all are really getting, if I were to journal, if I were to write down this process, this is what it would be. It's just too many words to write them down at the speed that I would need to have a hand that, nah. So you get them in word action mode. I'm glad. I hope you're glad. I mean, if you weren't, you wouldn't be here paying for this. So I do hope you enjoy. Look, 29:29. I'm about to cut this joint right now. That felt good. That felt good for you? Y'all like that? Half hour? Quick bang boom in and out? We'll see how cannabis-less Terrence Taylor sounds in the camera. I don't know. We'll see. I just be real chill, man. We'll see. We'll see how we go. I'm out of here. Hope you have a good day. Day 8. Bye.
My daddy makes out. And his name is Terrence Taylor. And I took those pictures.